We're here at the National Building Museum in Washington, D.C., where the gala for the Ireland Funds was taking place this evening.
Yes, yeah.
And attended by Micheál Martin, the Irish Prime Minister and Taoiseach, and many other senators and Congress people from the US. And this is a big gala event where the funds are raised for various causes in Ireland. And we attended this today. We sought to highlight the case of Enoch Burke, the Irish school teacher, our brother and son, who has been imprisoned for over 500 days in Ireland after refusing to endorse transgenderism.
This is a gala fundraising event, Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
And since it was set up probably 50 years ago,
yes, I think in the 1970s,
680 million has been raised.
Yes.
Has been raised.
Step off property,
yes.
Just
about
onto the sidewalk, please.
650 million.
Million.
Supposedly for educational, cultural, different non-profit organisations in Ireland. Now, a lot of this money, in actual fact, goes to LGBT groups.
Yes, such as Shout Out,
BelongTo,
other groups. We believe that Shout Out got 25,000 euros in 2023 alone. Many of these groups would receive very significant sums of money from the Ireland Funds.
Yes, and we're just concerned, I suppose, that the people in here, and we spoke to lots of them since we've come here, that they're not fully aware of what is going on in Ireland. And they're not aware that you can't have a Christian belief in Ireland now, that you're afraid to voice your Christian belief. We know all about it. Our son Enoch has been imprisoned for over 500 days in Mountjoy prison, simply because he will not surrender his Christian belief and affirm transgender ideology. And this is why we're here tonight, to highlight this, that the American people will know the truth about Ireland. It's very sad to see Micheál Martin and his wife sitting in here tonight, I believe, deceiving the American people.
Yes.
He sat with President Trump and J.D. Vance, the vice president yesterday, and they had their laughs. Micheál could laugh about the housing crisis in Ireland, and he could laugh about lots of other things as well, but he's not telling the truth about what's happening. And of course, President Trump spoke about transgender ideology and how it's dangerous, and how it
it destroys young people.
Destroys the lives of young people. And Micheál sits there with a straight face, knowing well that Enoch Burke, a young teacher, has been incarcerated under his watch for over 500 days. And at this time, they're discussing, the government, the
Irish Attorney General,
the legal advisor to the government, is working with the courts to strip Enoch Burke of every right he has, of his livelihood, of his assets, of his salary. And that's the real Micheál Martin. That's why we're here tonight. And that's why we were at that dinner, and just to let the American people know what is the truth about Ireland, what really is happening in Ireland. We have a religious belief, we're entitled to it. We believe in God Almighty, and we believe that righteousness exalts a nation. Sin is a reproach to any people. And if America is great, it was great under God. And that's the only way a nation can be great, when it exalts God. And Micheál Martin, that is the way a nation can be great. Not by traveling the world telling lies, and getting the finances from the Americans.
Yes, indeed. And that application by Rossa Fanning, the Attorney General, it's been put in being, and they're hoping, I believe, next week to strip Enoch Burke of his salary, of his livelihood, after refusing to affirm transgenderism. And that's the state of affairs in Ireland, that Micheál Martin is not telling the American people.
And any meetings he has with the President of America, they're sham meetings, because it's supposed to be a victory when Micheál Martin goes back to Ireland. It's supposed to be a victory when he kept his mouth shut and said nothing. How pathetic have we become? We are a pathetic nation. When our victory is that the Taoiseach kept his mouth shut and said nothing. Well, the truth will prevail, Micheál Martin.
Yes, it will.
The truth will prevail. Righteousness exalts a nation. We will have our religious freedoms. We will exalt our God. We will say no to transgender ideology, Micheál. Yes, we will. And God is not mocked. God is not mocked.